Hey, Shalom, Markins, Rakam, Makapashim, Jim, Islana, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Chachadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole for that pushing its truth and all sincerity. Back in with another video, right? And I got this post on X, right? Libs of TikTok, right? And it's got Tucker Carlson here, talking about and exposing some information about these U.S. weapon sales to Ukraine, right? Because they're spending or using, giving a lot of money to Ukraine and weapons and stuff, right? But apparently, half of them are not even being used by them, right? They're reselling them, right? And it just openly shows that Esau is an exporter of war and violence and death, right? He is the Lord of War, right? If anybody's seen that video with Nicolas Cage in it, right? Esau is the Lord of War, right? He exports war. That's one of his biggest exports is war, right? And it's just it's the same thing when who is it that we're dealing with? ISIS. What territory they're fighting in? I think it's in Syria, right? They were obviously giving weapons to the fighters fighting against the ISIS, right? And somehow, a lot of this weaponry would end up into the hands of ISIS. They were given tanks, they were given all kinds of things, right? But a lot of this is all the weaponry and that is that's being used in these wars is of Edomite origin, because Esau's the one that makes the guns. He's the one that makes the bombs, like not just the shitty ones, but like the pop-up stuff, right? He's the one that makes the mines and all that kind of stuff, right? You got all these massive corporations that make all these weapons and systems and all that kind of stuff. It's Esau that brings all this craziness into the earth, this crazy weaponry in the earth, right? So here it says Tucker Carlson exposes a major scandal. Up to 50% of US weapons sent to Ukraine are being resold on the black market. Some end up with Mexican drug cartels, right? And whether it's easy to speculate if it's done on purpose or not, right? Because it's a bit of misdirection, right? Because you can say, well, America's dealing with a migrant crisis, right? People crossing the border from Mexico and all that kind of stuff, right? All these criminals and cartels and all that kind of stuff. Well, what if America was directly aiding them to create turmoil in America, to enforce these draconian legislations and laws that these men are bringing in or gonna bring in, because things are gonna get worse, right? What if they were doing that? Well, they couldn't do it directly, could they? Because it'd be bait, right? But what if you sent them to Ukraine first, right? And then Ukraine sold them to Mexico. Then the weapons end up where you wanted them to be, and that's like killing two birds with one stone. You're helping the Ukrainians because you're so noble and we need to beat Russia, and at the same time you're funding violence at the borders. But he's that kind of devil. He would do something like that. So, I would never put that past him, right? But yeah, and so it's his weapons that are going around the world, really creating destabilizing the world, right? Because like I say, he's the Lord of War, and that's what he wants. He wants chaos everywhere, right? So these weapons, some of them are going to Ukraine, and some of them end up somewhere else in the world, doing something, killing somebody else, doing, creating some other kind of turmoil, So it says some end up with Mexican drug cartels. So not only is this wasting billions in US tax dollars, which is like all this money that they're throwing at Ukraine and these different things is having a negative impact on the economy, right? It's causing inflation. It's making Americans poorer, right? Funding all these wars and going into more and more debt, right? So Esau is attacking this whole world on multiple fronts, man. Destroying people, destroying nations, economies, all kinds of things, right? So not only is this wasting billions in US tax dollars, but it's also arming criminals at our border, right? So like I said, what if it was all done on purpose? That this wasn't just, Ukrainians just like, oh, we don't need the weapons, so you gave us too much weapons, so we're gonna sell 50% of them. Like that makes any sense? These men need all the help they can fucking get, unless it's all just staged, right? Which it is, but because why would this even be happening? Or yeah, why would it be happening? Right? So you have to think about those sorts of things. So, like I said, Esau's the Lord of War, and he's not here to bring peace anywhere, right? And so, actually, that's not what I want. Actually, let me grab that first. Screw it. Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, right? Esau is here to take peace from the earth. Esau is sitting on the top of the world, right? He's the one ruling over it. The earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, right? He is the one in charge, right? He has the access and the means to create all these weapons and distribute these weapons, and it's him, right? Nobody else. All these other groups that that are deemed violent, right? Because Esau likes to point fingers. Oh, these men are violent. Man, they're killing each other. Yeah, they're killing each other, but because you not purely because man, I find another way to kill somebody, but you've given them, put in their hands a great weapon, the gun, the machine gun, AKs, whatever. You've given a means to create mass death, right? You provided that means, right? Because you're the one making the weapons, and you're the one selling the weapons to them, and you're the one leaving, quote unquote, leaving weapons behind, or whatever whatever it is, whatever it is you say you're doing, right? And it's causing more violence in the earth. Okay. Bribing nations, and having leaders sell out and all that kind of stuff, and all these kind of things you're doing to upset different nations, right? But anyway, right, it says, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, right? Is that not what they're doing? Is he not like the export of war? Is he not the Lord of war? Right? So it says, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword, right? So like Esau, all kind of technology, right? He's got the great sword that he's got is the nuclear armories that he's got. Right, the gun is a standard piece of tech now that every man's got different types of guns out there. It's being sold on the black market in mass. Sold to governments, and they're selling fighter jets and planes and stuff like tanks and all kinds of things. Selling secrets to China, and they're doing all kinds of crazy shit, right? Just for just to make a buck. Right, that's what Esau is doing, right? Creating instability in the world. Right, he is this red horse, right? And this is what he was blessed with, right? Genesis chapter 27 verse 40, and by thy sword shalt thou live. That's why Esau has the greatest sword still. Everyone else is is trying to play catch up. Okay, he leads the way. Okay, so by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck, right? But by the sword he shall live. So that's the main thing he's about, right? And this is what I'm saying. He leads the way in terms of warfare and destruction, right? Because this is how he went about his business, obtaining, receiving, getting the earth, and have all these different countries bow down to him, essentially. All right. This is Micah chapter 2 verse 2. So, and they covet fields and take them by violence. Right. What's up from the top? Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hands. Right. So this is what's happening here. It was a dastardly devised plan. Right. Something they sat there and thought about, how they're gonna do this and do that. Right. And not being seen and not being noticed. Right, so they devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it's in the power of their hands. They have the power, right, to take peace from the earth, right? And they covet fields. They take fields. They eye out fields and take fields, and like I said, have caused people to sell out, to gain control of resources. Because now you got Ukraine talking about offering up their resources for some kind of deal with America. You know, so what's Ukraine gonna really get out of this? You know, they've been fucked by Russia. Being destroyed by Russia, and they're not really getting anything out of it. They're just prolonging the suffering, right? Because they think these men are allies or whatever. But it's all business and politics, man. So they covet fields and take them by violence, okay, by force, right? And that is how Esau lives. That's how he's prophesied to live, and that's how he does live, right? And take them by violence, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. All right, they don't care what's yours, right? It's theirs as far as they're concerned. This is Ezekiel 35 verse 6. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord power Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. See, if thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee, right? Because he's a violent man, right? The Most High is not going to hold nothing back, okay, when his judgment comes up, right? Because as it speaks here in verse 5, it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, right? So the Most High doesn't, is mostly concerned about the children of Israel, the blood that you shed of theirs, than anybody else's. He's more upset about that than anybody else, right? He doesn't care about the others, okay? But you're just, you're just evil, right? And you're going to get dealt with. The Most High is going to deal with you, right? So again, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood. The Lord's got judgment set against you, man. Death and slavery, right? I said, and blood shall pursue thee, if thou hast not hated blood, that you didn't hate shedding blood in the earth. Because I say you live by the sword, right? And you don't care, where you cause misery and death. You don't care. You'll export it all around the world and let people kill each other and all kinds of things. Set up proxy armies and all kinds of things, man, to terrorize people. This is what you're doing in the earth. Arming them and like I said, buying out leaders and whatever. This is what you're doing, right? And they're doing it with your weaponry. So I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. If thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men in thy hills and in thy valleys, and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. All right. This is Psalms 58 verse 2. It's up on the top right. It says, to the chief musician Altashef, Misham of David, do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Right? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. Right? And that's exactly what you're doing. Okay, you fulfill the prophecy of the red horse and Esau, because that's one and the same thing. It's concerning him. Okay, Edom means red. Right? That's why that horse in particular is red in Revelation chapter 6. Okay, it's symbolic of Esau. Okay. So he does nothing but wage violence and death in the earth, man. And I had one just here, because I was mentioning about all these dodgy deals, man, all these deals, and because why they're pumping so much money into Ukraine? Why does it seem? Because they're not. It's not really like they're winning. I mean, that's the excuse why they have to pump more money into Ukraine, right? But like Ukraine's never been no ally of America or Europe even. Like no one cared about Ukraine until this whole annex thing happened, right, with Russia and Ukraine. All of a sudden, they just want to pump all their money and resources into Ukraine, fighting a losing fight. Okay, it's not gonna prove anything, right? But they keep threatening about, oh, Russia's gonna take over Europe or some shit. You know what I mean? Oh, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, and so we need to stop them here. Right? There's just no evidence for that. But all of these nations have been, all of them have been like being forced to back Ukraine, and taxpayers' money flying out the fucking window, man, and people in their own countries are suffering, right? You have no like, who wants to fund this war? People don't really want to fund this war, but the government are set on it, right? They're set on it. Man, don't want to talk about Palestine and Israel, but they'll throw money at Ukraine though. you know. But yeah, all these dodgy deals is nothing but false dealings, man, treachery and briberies and stuff, right? Like I said, the Ukraine are really not getting nothing out of it, but like I said, Zelensky, he offering all kinds of minerals and resources to America, man. It's just treacherous dealings, man. So yeah, I wanted to bring this out quickly. This is Joel 15:34. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and the fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. Right? Like I said, all these things that are happening right now is nothing but, staged events, okay, brought around to create chaos and instability in the earth, man, to forward the NWO agenda, these elites' agenda, Pardon me. That's what it's being used for, right? So they can position themselves in a better position to bring things into the world that previously wasn't there. Different alliances and regulations and whatever, man. Just creating different problems in the earth. Okay, that are gonna need a solution, which they can come in with and do. But yeah, that's what's going on. That's what they're doing. All right, so yeah, let's say it wouldn't be surprising that this is it's being done on purpose. Okay, as most things are. But yeah, like I say, it's without a doubt Esau is that Lord of War, man. Okay, exporting war and weapons and death everywhere. All right, but I'm gonna end it there. I don't want this to be edifying, and I'll catch you brothers on the next video. Until next time, I say shalom.